Hola, yo. And so, this video is just a quick intro to the subjunctive. And I know this particular grammar point in Spanish gives people a lot of trouble. So, I guess I better start and explain what the hell exactly is the subjunctive. Alright, so the subjunctive can be used in a lot of ways in Spanish. Alright, so in English, I don't know what it is about our language, but we're pretty damn sure about um, what's going to happen, right? So in Spanish, not so much, and there's a specific move for that, and that's called the subjunctive. It expresses doubt. It implies commands. It's used to express emotions. It is used to recommend or suggest. So those are just a few functions of the subjunctive. A little different from what's called the indicative, right? Just stating information, right? What we use regularly, quite a bit, right? At the beginning of your learning of Spanish. So, um, well, I better get started. So, the first thing I'm going to show you is how to express doubt using the subjunctive. Yo dudo que vaya a llover mañana. I doubt it's going to rain tomorrow. There's some key things that you should probably know about the subjunctive structure. Two things you should really look at. The first is what's called the main clause, right? And this is that part that comes before a K. And very importantly, a K is the thing that we need here, or that, to change subjects. Right? So the two different clauses, the main clause and the subordinate clause, they're going to sort of have two different subjects, centers of their action. So let me go ahead and color the subordinate clause in red. So this pretty much shows you how a subjunctive sentence is typically structured. That main clause, I doubt, right? And what am I doubting? I'm doubting that it's going to rain tomorrow, right? So, um, and the subjunctive again, we're literally expressing doubt, right? So, that's one situation, right? So, let me show you what happens when we do an implied command. Watch your spelling, folks. Um, Yo quiero que Marcos vaya conmigo a la playa. Alright, so again, we have two different clauses. Our main one, which is comes before our K, or that, and then our second one, which has as a subject, in this case, Marcos. So in that main clause, I'm the subject, and then in the subordinate clause, Marcos becomes the subject of that clause. So what did I just say here? Let me go ahead and read that all again. Yo quiero que Marcos vaya conmigo a la playa. I want Marcos to come with me to the beach. Right? And the thing is, unlike in English where we can say I want Marcus to come with me to the beach without the that, um, we almost always need that there, that K, in order to form a subjunctive sentence. So again, let me go ahead and put this in blue here, the main clause. RK, which is very important. And just as important as those other parts are subordinate clause. Yo quiero, main clause, que Marcos vaya conmigo a la playa. Subordinate clause. So, again, this is an implied command, and what does that mean? It really means that Marcos may or may not go with me to the beach, and that's what makes the subjunctive the subjunctive. That little bit of doubt or suggestion, not necessarily that that person is going to do something. Let's express an emotion. Let's say that's good that something is happening. This sentence right here. Es bueno que Jessica venga a la fiesta. It's good that Jessica is coming to the party. Alright. Once again, we have our main clause. We have K as a bridge to our subject and clause change. And then Jessica is at the center of the action of the subordinate clause. Es bueno is good, que that Jessica venga a la fiesta. It's good that Jessica comes to the party. Now, before I show you anything else, you're probably wondering, okay, so you're talking about subjunctive and everything, you're talking about what you need to do to form it, but what's the difference in verb form here? Alright, so I'll show you. So we have venga here. What happens in the subjunctive clause is that the form of the verb that you would typically use in the present tense, for example here, venga, if you use the regular present tense, the indicative version of this very same verb, it would be viene. But since we are using the subjunctive, venir in the present tense has a different form than subjunctive. And this happens only in the subjunctive, in the subordinate clause. Alright. I guess this is a better time than any to talk about, okay, what in the heck is the indicative? What's the difference there between that and the subjunctive? Well, I'm going to show you, and a good example of a verb to show this kind of thing is the verb decir. to say. Let me shrink this down real quick. Oops. Let's darken that. There we go. So keep in mind that decir means to say. Oh, come on, computer. The first sentence will be an indicative, like as what you know as the regular present tense. Let's try going straight to English. Okay, this first one. Mi profesor me dice que hay un examen mañana. My professor tells me that there is an exam tomorrow. Now, with an indicative sentence, when using decir in that way, and remember what I said about que? Okay, so in this case, you know, this is not quite subjunctive. What's happening here with this sentence is that I'm only relaying information that my professor tells me, right? What's the information? My professor tells me that there's an exam tomorrow. He's not giving me a command. He's not doubting anything. There's no doubt here that there's an exam tomorrow. And that's the difference between indicative and subjunctive right there. Indicative hardly ever leaves any room for doubt. Let's take a sentence using decir in the subjunctive. Mi profesor me dice que estudie para el examen mañana. My professor tells me to study for the exam tomorrow. Now, a couple things happened here in the subjunctive sentence. For one, my professor gave me an implied command. He's telling me to study. Does that mean I'm going to study? Not necessarily, but he did imply that I should study. The other thing that happened is that the subject changed, right? In the main clause, my professor is the subject, the center of action. What is he doing? He's telling me something. After que, the subject changes, and who's being told to study? I am, right? So now I'm the subject. What should I do? I should study. Again, that doesn't mean I'm gonna study at all or whatever. So a couple things happen. The subject changed in the subordinate clause, and this is also an implied command. And three, there's still that doubt that I'll even study, right? So I either feel like I have it in the bag, or I'm saying screw it, I don't feel like studying this weekend. Anything can happen, and so that's a bit of a difference between the indicative and the subjunctive. Again, subjunctive talks about doubt, talks about the implied commands, recommendations, suggestions, and also you express emotions while changing the subject in the other part of the sentence. So um, that right there is my introduction to the subjunctive, and I thought you might want to see it in action. Bueno, gracias por ver este video y nos vemos más luego. Y que pasen muy bien. Buena suerte. Chao.